Welcome. This is Kristin Goodrich. I am KG. I am the Planting Roots Deputy Director, and today with me I have the Reverend Dr. Paul McCollough, who is a Lieutenant Colonel, Army retired, leader within the Armed Services Ministry of American Bible Society. And so just to get us started, just tell me a little bit about yourself, and then maybe share how Planting Roots and the American Bible Society are connected through the Armed Services Ministry.
Sure. Well, Kristin, first of all, thank you so much for the time today. And it's a pleasure to be with everybody from Planting Roots. I'm a retired Army officer. I did 20 years, 2 months in 2 weeks in the United States Army, but who's counting?
Right.
And subsequent to that, I joined the American Bible Society, specifically the Armed Services Ministry, because I really felt God calling me to ministry after I retired from the Army. And that's when I got my ministry credentials. And so I've been with ASM for about the last year and a half. And I'm just really passionate about my job because I get to combine my business background and my ministry background and my military all into one thing. So I really love that job.
That is so exciting.
Yeah. And it's really a privilege and a pleasure to work with Planting Roots because we do have a lot in common. You know, both organizations really love the Lord and we're focused on bringing others to Christ. And one resource in particular that we do that is the Bible Boot Camp for Women. You know, and that's been a very popular resource over the last year. So we've seen thousands of people come to use that resource just since 2020. It's a very popular resource, and we see that it's something that's regularly ordered, not just by military service members, but also spouses and things of that nature. So people really
it's exciting to see the overlap of ministry. While Planting Roots really does focus on women in the military community, we do feel at times that it's been a bit underserved, and to develop these resources in partnership with, in conjunction with ABS has been a fantastic means of mutual support, again, for women in the military community. That Bible Boot Camp for military women is really written for the uniform woman. And so that is an especially underserved area of military ministry. And so I'm thankful that Planting Roots has stepped into that, as well as ABS, to work together. But you all have a larger mission than simply women in the military community. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the differences between Planting Roots and the Armed Services Ministry?
Yeah, the primary difference is that we are focused on the entire military community, the 35 million people that are in that military community. So that's the service members, both active duty, reserve, National Guard, in all the 6 branches of the military, if you include Space Force. It also looks at military children. It also looks at spouses, as well as the veteran community and the families of that veteran community. So when you include all those very diverse people groups, 35 million people. And so in this year, we have launched a very ambitious campaign to reach 500,000 of those service members, veterans, and military family members with a campaign called the Military Bible Challenge. And it's a 75-day reading program. It's written in a military vernacular. It's got 5 sections, 15 days in each section, and it only takes about 5 or 10 minutes to go through each day's content. And so it's a really great way for people to just get an introduction to the love of God and the basic fundamental stories in the Bible. And so if somebody says, well, the Bible's really overwhelming, I haven't really gone through it before, this is a great starting point for that. And it's really written to be inclusive of all those diverse people groups.
Yeah, one of the exciting things I found over time is that many of us in the military community have multiple boxes that we can check. So like you have, I'm a veteran as well. So I'm a veteran, Navy veteran. I'm 3rd generation Navy, my dad and granddad. Married to an Air Force husband who is since retired, and we now have a son going through Marine Corps boot camp. And so that military kid and the military spouse and the uniform woman and the mom of military, all those components make up that audience you're speaking of 35 million. And that's one of the reasons why Planting Roots has been excited to support this Military Bible Challenge that ABS is putting out this year through ASM. And we do want people to get in the Word and spend time there, because that is the transformation agent. The Word of God is the transformation tool for everyone's life. And so with Planting Roots this year, we're focusing on a theme of Rise Up, and we are been in the book of Nehemiah. And we specifically are looking at Nehemiah chapter 2, verse 18. And so is there a way that you can share about what your ministry has seen God working at through the ideas presented in Nehemiah, the entire book, or even more specifically, the chapter 2, verse 18 portion?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I read over Nehemiah 2:18, it talks about rising up. And immediately when I read that, I thought about what we're doing in ASM this year. We're really rising up to new levels because we want to reach out to every single one of those diverse people groups in ways that are going to resonate with their particular heart language. And so we've developed 6 major programs and one very significant product that we've been launching over the past several months. And a couple are coming soon in the next couple of months before the end of the year. And so all those things put together is helping ASM to rise up and really meet the needs and the demands of all these diverse people groups. So we have the Military Bible Challenge that we spoke of. We have the God Understands program. Now that's been around for quite a while in a written form, but we've transformed it to now be web-based as well. And so the bonus of that is when you go on to the web program, all of the books, if you will, the 8 individual stories or content you can go through now have individual videos that you can read and really experience these videos, right? And so when you're watching the video and you see somebody that has a story, you can really resonate with that, say, man, that person is so much like me. And now you want to get more and more into that content with each one of those different videos.
Yes, and go ahead, keep going.
We have a Hero Squad program that's specifically built for children of the military community. And then we have Journey of a Military Wife, which is obviously designed for military spouses. We have the Never Alone program, and that is focused on military trauma healing. And then we have Operation Recon, which is going to be asynchronous learning and focused on the book of Mark. And so we're really excited about that. That hasn't quite come out yet, but it's very soon. And then we also have the Warfighter Study Bible. And so that is really just digging deeper, right? Operation 500 gives you the first step, gives you a taste, and then you can go through all the different programs, if you will, and see what really is going to be most impactful for me, for where I'm at in life.
Right. I think it's so exciting to see these things coming together and sort of overlapping in the best possible way, maximizing the tools that we have available to us. I want to just close out with one other comment about the Journey of a Military Wife. That's a 4-part Devo study that was written by Dr. Brenda Pace, who is part of the Planting Roots team. And I know that you guys did an interview, some video components now that you've since added to that, right? Isn't that the case?
Yeah. So very much like the God Understands program, we had the book content from Dr. Pace, and then she helped us to do some videos. And now, again, much like the God Understands, it's much more compelling and can really resonate with military spouses when they see and hear and experience those videos and those stories.
Yes, and I know that some of the gals that participated with that are also part of our Planting Roots team, and they just bring a great voice of firsthand experience, because there isn't, we don't get to learn this military life without actually experiencing it. And so you can't pay us to learn it. You can't teach it academically in a school setting only. It's a part of our experience that we have lived out, and then those stories do resonate. One of Brenda's Devo days has a discussion about Nehemiah and the time of Nehemiah as the old men wept and young men rejoiced with the rebuilding of the wall. Well, that's exciting, and the same idea. We have reunification ceremonies, redeployment or whatever, those kind of things. Most everybody's super excited, but there's always a little bit of sadness, because maybe somebody didn't come back, or maybe somebody came back to a broken relationship, or just to a profound change in their lives. And there is weeping and rejoicing at the same event. And Nehemiah gives us the biblical principle there that we in military life can then turn around and apply. And so we're so thankful for the Armed Services Ministry to be working with military members of the military community at large around the world, and especially to work together with the Planting Roots ministry as well. So we really thank you for taking this time to just share a little bit about the ministry. As an audience, we encourage you to check out the resources through the Armed Services Ministry of the American Bible Society. We'll have that material available to you for links and whatnot. But really, if you have any interest in any of the programs and products that Paul was mentioning, we encourage you to head over there, take a look, and see what you can find in terms of resourcing and encouragement as you experience this military life. And with that, I just want to thank you again, Paul, for joining us. Thank you to the ministry for supporting and working alongside. We love that we have a common goal to reach the military community for Christ, and then to encourage and strengthen those who are experiencing this rather challenging lifestyle. But what a privilege it is to be able to serve both in ministry and to our military. So we thank you for that. Any other last thoughts you'd like to share?
Well, the only other thing I wanted to mention is that we also now have an online store that's part of what we did when we rebuilt our main website. So all of our programs are available on our main website, but then there's also a link to resources, and everything you see there, all you need to do is just create an account, and everything is completely free for that, again, 35 million member community of veterans, service members, and their families. So I would encourage your audience and everybody in Planting Roots to just go on there and take a look and avail yourself of it.
Well, that's great. And what a blessing it is that you have so many faithful supporters of the ministry to allow that to be offered to us free of charge. So we thank you for that. And we look forward to continued work together. And again, on behalf of Planting Roots, thank you for your time. And thank you for the support that you guys have engendered to us for this event. So God bless you, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Well, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate Planting Roots.
All right. Thanks, Paul. All right. Bye-bye.